Two popular YouTuber pilots recently faced pilot's license suspensions, and while one's suspension was justified, the other one wasn't. In addition, the licenses of the two pilots involved in the Red Bull plane swap stunt has also been revoked. These cases probably ushered in a new era for aviation YouTube channels, as a precedent has been set, for better or worse. The unfortunate reality is that most aviation YouTube channels are not trying to do dangerous flying to bring out shocking videos, but are more like Trent's channel in trying to share aviation with the world in a legal and sustainable way. But YouTuber pilots will continue to be accused of dangerous flying to get more views now more than ever. So how do we as YouTuber pilots and people who watch these flying videos navigate these times? There are certainly a lot of videos on YouTube of pilots doing stupid things. But there's a difference in posting a video of you unexpectedly doing something stupid and doing something stupid with the goal of capturing it on camera to get millions of views. But other than the few Trevors of the world, I feel a lot of those accusations are false and very unfair. I can't with 100% certainty say it's the same for everyone, but as a pilot YouTuber, I can maybe give a few insights on the thinking process that goes into the planning and making of these flying videos. Firstly, since we film our antics for anyone to see, we usually go out of our way to make sure it will be legal. We also usually tend to study up the rules and regulations in depth for that same reason. Since most of us want to continue making videos in a sustainable way, if we find ourselves in hot water with the authorities regularly, we risk our licenses. And if audiences who watch these videos start to think that we're taking unnecessary risks to get more views, then we lose credibility. Thus, we can't do those things and keep growing our channels in any respectable way, and most of us realize that. And even if a single video of me jumping out of a perfectly good airplane might blow up and get me millions of views, it likely won't surmount to any long-term increase in subscriber count. At least not the kind of subscriber I want to have. It simply isn't worth it. I also read a lot of comments that imply we're on our worst behavior while the cameras are rolling, but in reality we're probably on our best behavior while filming. Now that might sound hypocritical, but none of us wants our licenses revoked. Of course, there's always the possibility of us unknowingly breaking the rules in a flying video, but that could happen to any pilot. All of this motivates us YouTuber pilots even more to know the rules and stay on the legal side of things. There's a second point that needs to be discussed about things I've seen and heard YouTuber pilots get accused of, which has less to do with the known and planned risks and more to do with unknown risks. What I'm referring to here is distractions caused as a result of filming.
If you spend less time on the cameras and more time on flying the plane, then your accident wouldn't have happened.
It's been said many times. So again here, I can't possibly speak for every YouTuber pilot, but I can share my process, which might highlight some things which isn't often considered or discussed. When I'm getting ready for a flight which I plan to film, I basically go about it like this. I'll arrive at the hangar, feel and fully complete the pre-flight of the plane, and then I'll mount the cameras. Then, before I get into the plane, I'll do a final walk around, after which I start recording on all the mounted cameras. I then get in and begin with the engine start procedure. In flight, the cameras are no factor. I don't need to adjust them and I don't need to look at them. They are just there, recording without any input or attention required from me. Yes, I occasionally briefly look at the face camera and talk to it or talk to you, which some might immediately point out as a potential distraction.
We've just been discussing that on this whole plane, there's one Safari, 2 Explorers, and I've seen the Bridge Baby. So we are the slowest, we've got 95 horsepower.
But I will need to be convinced how that is any more distracting from the task at hand than a passenger would be. Some passengers can be fairly distracting since they ask questions which requires answers. They can bump switches by accident, talk at critical phases of flight, etc, etc. None of which any of the mounted cameras can do. So while there are potential for distractions, most of us go the extra mile to make sure there are not significant increase in risk caused by the filming of our flying. And while there are certainly some Trevors out there with no thought for consequence, most aviation YouTubers just want to share some mild aviation entertainment in a sustainable, safe and legal way. And on the subject of mildly entertaining flying, watch this video next.